So, yes, let's cover some stuff. Um, we're going about the Iran-Contra deal. So sanctions were done in the 80s by Reagan, post-Reagan, which was a dude. The Mossad also protected him. He did take a 22 round to one of his ribs, I think the fifth rib. He did. I'm not gonna go on about other stuff. So it is odd. I do think they've money laundered through UAE. The soul of militant Islam is bad, from the Eman to the Oman is bad, and UAE. See, a lot of people don't understand that the Omans are in the Roman and the Corinthians. So it means what means husband, a goodly husband, or a particular man. Takes a particular man or whatever. So that's where I started opening my eyes about things. About creationism, the female horn, stuff, Turkey, still going with all that stuff. I don't know where I could ramble on. So the First Kings 7. First of all, the square was introduced when Solomon married Pharaoh's daughter. It was called, I would think, cultural diffusion, since they Orion, all that stuff, the pyramids. So my whole theory is on Temple Earth, and I take that equation from Revelations and stuff, but it really got surreal, and that's what I was going on about last night. Is that, like, looking towards the west and stuff like that, you got like Morocco and that cradle, and then Europe and stuff like that. But when Paul took the gospel to the Gentiles, his spirit went with him, and that's where I was also sitting in church, and that just made perfect sense. I think it was a sermon given by a relief pastor. So how can I say it? First Kings is it. So I'm no interior decorator, but the Alaskan Solidarity Report did not let the European jewelry at least immigrate to Alaska. The door was closed, so I give that to how much jewelry could have been saved, which they were taken up to. The ones that went home were usually liberated from the westerns and stuff like that, and the rest were taken up to Siberia. So let's go in. That the blueprints of Tucci or Second Chronicles is deeply flawed. You can't open the door. You can't open the door to El Salvador or the Savior. So in that whole equation, I guess I'll go when I had a son. It was like really surreal. And I guess going to war with the drug lord or whatever, and say no and all that stuff. That freaking shot up, El Salvador, and came right up to here. So it really made me realize the worldwide market and other stuff. So I don't know really what else to go on about, but if you just read into the blueprints, or I call it the royal blueprints, is Temple Earth. So I really don't know what else to go on about. Don't take out your royal family. That's the best way to put it. Still a fan of Maccabee books. I cannot believe Obama released the Iran sanctions with interest. So let's just go back to that. Alright, ladies. So I was sitting in church, and I thought about Christ's the prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane. They're still goose-stepping, I know. And let's talk about the Jordanians, that they do have a failing economic system. Their kingdom is failing because they really don't have a very good economic system, and with the influx of refugees, it's not going to be that good if they want to take the bell from Iran, and then that will disseminate down to the PLO and the West Bank. So, and that's what I mean by Cyprus. You know, it's going on the hunt with the Cyprus or the Badger again, and holding the capital. So, I know the territories can't govern the capital. The capital governs the territories. So I'm not really a fan of Lieberman or whatever his name was. I know he's tried to seize control when the PM was out. Thank God for the defense ministry. So happy that the IRA and Belfast signed with the defense ministry. That's where my dream of a cub, having a son, came from. So let's see. One thought on Nehemiah was Christ praying in the Garden of Gethsemane. I know that was rebuilt in Nehemiah and stuff like that, and planted. So if I ever get to go to Israel, I know I'm gonna bring back some olive seeds from that garden. Hope I can bring back the 7 Jericho vines and stuff like that. I really don't know what else to ramble about, but I truly believe. I mean, you probably go in my studies about the cradle and other stuff is about Noah. It just makes more sense. So I don't know. Guess I'll be at that.